Ooh. And good afternoon. So, going to be starting this up in just a second here. Actually, just waiting for someone to get here, so it'll be just a moment. Anyway, let's get some music going in the background at least. Alrighty, so still waiting, but oh well, we might as well get this started in the meantime, because I was hoping to hopefully still have some time left over afterwards to do a Blenderizer. But anyway, here's the deal. There's 4 new things that have come out. Actually, let's see. There should be 3 new labs. I forget if I did 3, but we'll do that one for a good measure. So labs 3, 4, and 5 from Mr. Javelin. We've got let's see. We've got one from the new guy. What's Luden, I think his name was. Pull that up real quick here, and yes, 10 Ludens. So that's his AC training exercises, and then from Mr. Oceanbreaker, we have some remakes from Project Phantasma. So, alright, let's give this a bit of a go. Again, if it's suddenly muted, just means the person I'm waiting for has gotten here, but let's get this going. We're doing it live. Alright. Hopefully sounds alright, as per usual. Okay, apparently it's focused in on this one, so this is going to be the... we want to start off with Phantasma. Alright, so this is going to be Ocean Breakers. Let's see what we're dealing with. I don't remember Dill. I do remember Black Dragon. They're the head of the arena, although I thought they looked a little bit different. You look familiar. You look familiar. Yeah, I think I had some issues with you back in the day. If you're the one I'm thinking of. Let's give this a go. Look like MGs and missiles. And we got noises, so be right back. There we are. Okay, so definitely one of the more aggressive sorts. Seemed to be pretty good about keeping his distance. Feel like he could have done a little bit more evading, but yeah, overall pretty solid. I believe Oceanbreaker is relatively new to making these, so if that's the case, pretty darn fantastic. Seems like we have a whole new set of folks building AIs now, so that's going to be pretty friggin' awesome. Alright, like Pulse, EOs, yeah, you're going to be a beater. Fair enough. Not even going to bother with decoys on you. Probably might need my lights down the line. Bit of dancing. Corner, come on now. May want to come around that corner. Shot. Yeah, you've got those missiles, but it's not an overwhelming amount of them. I'm not even bothering with the decoys in this case. Definitely pretty standard hops on them. We haven't gotten into like the weird stagger hops and other stuff that Javelins has figured out. Got defense for days, but that's fine. This is still manageable. I mention this dang near every single time, but not necessarily always aiming for him, but I'm more aiming for where he's going to be. So if it seems a little bit weird that I'm seemingly firing left and right at the guy, it's intentional. That usually the thought process there is, well, he may go left, he may go right. One way or another, he's either taken some pretty hard damage from the hand rockets, or he's being set on fire. So, yeah. And hello to the two new peoples here. If you happen to see... again, if this happens to just cut off for a second, don't worry about it. This means I'll be right back. Because I'm waiting for some folks. So, there's all that sort of thing. That's the first two down. Okay, we're up to 5 now. Very nice. You're going to be a fast one. Not even going to bother with the decoys then. Take your first shot. Unclear as to why. Basically, there was a rule that that was decided on with Mr. Javelins that since they get stuck, I have to always try and let them take the first shot. Oh, you are just an adorably hoppy little one, aren't you? That should be it right about... No, he just took out the shields. Yeah. No longer has a place to hide, so he's not doing as much hiding. I'm not sure if he would have actually gotten to the point of giving them hiding AIs just yet. But there we are, finished off. So typically speaking, again, I don't know how many are new and how many have been here before as far as the loadout goes. The idea was to have a rocket build that never changes, so far every single one of these AIs has been done with the exact same build. There's that. Alright, Mr. Necron. You actually recently did pretty well in my AI arena. If I recall, I think he got taken out by A-Pool. Not sure. Can't remember off the top of my head. Gonna have swarms, so we're gonna at least put up a few decoys. Get rid of that first one. Oh, aren't you aggressive? Fine. Okay, looks like he's got the accuracy ones. I actually didn't take a look. We had missiles of some description. First decoys should be able to hold that off for... Oh! Well, hello there. One of the little ones is learning to talk, so that's why I may randomly mute. Ew. Yeah. And back again. Okay, yeah, I'm liking this guy's pattern. Seems like he's doing a fair bit of different stuff. But yeah, I'd be kind of curious to see what ends up happening. So, okay, recently there were a whole bunch of AIs that have been coming out from Mr. Javelins doing all kinds of crazy maneuvers and stuff. So now I'm going to have to keep wondering every single time, like, what's going to happen if those kinds of maneuvers were applied to this kind of AC, you know? He's reasonably sturdy, he's got a good amount of stuff going on here, but he's keeping a consistent distance and he's keeping a consistent speed, which is making him pretty easy to hit. I have heard from the chatter from where these were that apparently there's yet another like flying drone type of build in one of these. I know that's going to be a little bit unpleasant, but yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. Now I don't remember Dill Pickle. Can't remember him at all. Definitely seems like a very Phantasma-esque build. So yeah, if you missed it earlier, we have one team from Remix from Phantasma by, I think it was Mr. Ludens. Then we have, wait, you know what, let me double check that before I give wrong information. Okay. Let's see. No, it's Oceanbreaker that made the Phantasma AC, so that's these ones. Ludens is the one that made some practice ACs, and then we'll be getting into Mr. Javelin's latest lab builds after that. Those. A Sawa on me, that's fine. There's one thing I've gotten unreasonably okay at, it's friggin' dodging the Sawa. There we are. On fire. spamming all over the place, so he's not worried about a red lockbox. Take a few hits to get a few hand rockets on him there. Little corridor is pretty good for that. Hit him through the buildings. A little hard to tell sometimes whenever that thing explodes. Such is life. Such is life. Hello there, Mr. Lewis. A.k.a. Mr. Friggin' Javelins. How's stuff going? Hopefully stuff's going alright here. So yeah, I'm doing all of them just kind of in a row. There we go, that's Mr. Ocean Breaker's AI is done. Interesting builds. Feel like they could use a little bit more unpredictability, but considering he started not that long ago, fan-freaking-tastic. Alright, next up we have Mr. Luden's stuff, which I'm assuming is the one with fast and tedious. You're gonna be the hover one, aren't you? Yeah, that looks like a hover build for sure. Anyway, alright, missiles and chain gun, gonna keep some decoys around for you. It's fine, even for hovering builds, I've got plenty of tools in the bag for that. Put a pretty good scattering of these, take your shot. Oh yeah, you're gonna be painful, aren't you? Yep, I should probably stay by those things, but oh man, he can actually take some pretty reasonable punishment. Then go for some fast ones here. So normally the fast ones, whenever I'm doing this, the idea is to try and mess up his movement a little bit. And or if there's a very fast one, I try to just kind of catch him with that. That should finish him. Right there. Nope. Slight. There we go. Just gotta go for those little corner snipes, you know? Damn. We're glad I didn't actually wait the full time till they got here. I was told 1:30. Now for a fact it's probably going to be something like 2:30. Alright, moving on. Who do we have next? Luden's number 2. CMIYC. Check my immediate YMCA club. I don't know. You're going to be a bum rusher for sure. The arena lab for more than the military district? Yeah, me too. And the funny part is, you can actually train them, if you ended up pulling them up in the other map, or not other map, in the other version, you actually could still use them. Like, if you go to the Doubles AI arena, you can actually have fights in other maps, so that it's not like they don't function, it's just the AI has to learn specifically on this map. Yeah, you're definitely a rusher. That's fine. Okay, you're a burn rusher. Those ones are not so fine, but that's fine. It's not so fine, but it's fine, because it's fine, but not so fine. You got me through the falling building that time. My job, dang it. Almost... Ah, dang. What is going on down here? Hang on one moment. Alright, back again. Gonna try not to have any of those ridiculously long pauses for this one. Alright, sounds pretty good. That's actually just me screwing up on that one. Thing is, I shouldn't have hung around those buildings so long. It's all good. Do that again. Actually, I shouldn't need the smalls for that one. I was a little bit too worried about my energy. I was trying to use buildings that were getting demolished for cover. Trying to set you on fire, at least. I mean, fingers crossed and knock on wood. So far, no control issues. I had one earlier when I was just doing a bit of a warm-up lap. But, you know, not everyone's going to be a winner. And I hate that lefty grenade thing. It's like, it's one of those few things that I don't really have a direct optional counter. Oh. Okay, it was already done. He's about to pop in just a sec. We might actually get to see it. Nah. Okay. Well, either way, he was overheated to death at that point. That is why I probably should have kept the smalls around. This guy's good. I will say that against most other builds, though, use some stuff, but he's a pretty good bum rusher for sure. Especially for a first try, this is pretty solid. This actually reminds me a lot of one of the ones that was used for TBMs. What I should be doing is aiming a little bit higher against him, actually. There we go. Go. Gun with left, punch with the right. Pretty solid evasive capabilities on it, too. There we go. Done deal. That's what we keep the smalls around for. Oh, you can check how deep layered it is with the altimeter? Never knew that. Never really thought to try, but that makes sense. There's so many cool little details that they added into this series that'll just, like... It'll never get appreciated, for sure. Okay. Fairly solid in assuming this is going to be the hover build. In which case, we're going to throw this away, and we're going to get ready for just running this guy out of shots. Yeah, you're definitely the hover build. I hate these things. See, here's the thing. Most of the time, they end up doing this exact thing, where they're like, okay, I'm here with 1000 MG. And then you can just, like, do this whole run away and make them waste all their shots thing, because he only has a one weapon on him by the looks of it. He had an EO, I think. Not 100% if he did or not. But either way. And now he's going to hover around at a few different altitudes. Probably going to be like 3 or 4 different altitudes, I guarantee it. So we're just going to wait for him to run out of shots, because, you know, I'm going to keep doing this for quite a while. Dumping decoys. For some reason he's identifying rockets as missiles. Okay. Actually, this middle building's pretty good to dance around. Like, if you ever need to recover energy and that kind of thing against an AI, that building's pretty great for it. But yeah, if you can ever maintain a consistent speed like that, it'll just miss every single shot. Go. Got him once. Fire. He's going to change altitude. Now he's on fire. Good. And it looks like he's out of shots. So that's going to be the fight. Now to spend like 15 minutes actually trying to hit him. One. He's going to change altitude again. See, because it's an AI, he will always tend to stick to a particular altitude. There we are. Punch him. Now he's going to change again. Seems to be how he was trained anyway. And just slightly off that time. Gonna change again. How long does it take to make a competent AI? Quite a while. That's why whenever you see a lot of these arenas, they have a tendency to go and reuse the same AI in multiple ways, so they can go and, you know, tweak it a little bit. Because it takes a really long time. They start out practically brain dead when you go when you start working on them, because they will literally just stand still. And then you do a little bit more work on them, and they're like, okay, you know, fine, we'll do a little bit better from here. And yeah, then finally you can actually tell them that the trigger is for making things go boom, and they'll learn that. And somewhere a very long time later, you'll come to a position where they'll actually be reasonably competent. So this takes quite a while. Actually, I think the best way somebody put it, there was this guy in a forum for SL Portable, I think like 5-6 years ago, something like that. And so this guy's just in there and he says, okay, you know, how long will it take to make an AI that will be able to do that whole oh, dang it. We're learning to talk in the background here. So, you know, I said, how long will it... Just a moment. I think you may see at this point why I'm saying these guys aren't necessarily challenging, they're just kind of annoying. So, with the right equipment, they can be something. That something is still not a challenge, though. See, thing is, if you've got a lock-on, and his challenge for this one... Actually, no, wait, I think that was the Project Phantasma one, was try not to use missiles. But okay, so... Thing is... Like, eventually they will run out of stuff. They are also hanging out completely exposed. Like, they can air dodge all they want, but they're still completely in the open. As you can see here, it's getting to a point where, yeah, they're just going to change their altitude at some point, just because changing to multiple different altitudes burns their energy too fast. That's why they have a tendency to stick that way. And then they touch back down, and then we repeat this whole process ad nauseum. You know, as you do. So if you ever wanted friggin' World War II mechs, there's either this, or there's Ring of Red. So he should be toasty. I'm just going to leave him to do his business now. And yes, that is Agnes Day in the background. I just put a mix of Ace Combat stuff. Was really feeling it today. Actually, was listening to a bunch of Sabaton earlier, but can't have that for copyright reasons, so... There we go. Usually, I don't like to adjust aim to snipe something midair like that, but that was a good opening. And hello, Mr. Cow! Huh. But why would you break our door? That's just rude. But yeah, as much as I love the Satellite soundtrack, eventually you don't want to hear it for the 14 trillionth time in a row. Okay. Now we move on to the quote-unquote main event. So for those ones, I thought they were really awesome. Not a huge fan of hover ACs, but yeah, they were very well done, I have to say. Especially considering it seems like it's his first one. Alright, so this is Lab 3. I don't believe I did this last time. I mean, technically, Mr. Cow, that door might have also been broken by that same thing. You don't know. So we're gonna throw some of these out here. He's probably gonna go for a missile start. We're gonna throw away the rest, because it's a situational thing. Okay, he took his first shot. I'm worried about some initial overheat, but not about the long-term effects of those missiles, because he only has 24 of them. He can dodge the rest. I just need that initial AP lead. One thing that he has made clear is, on multiple occasions now, is that there will be... by the way, I apologize for that schnooping... Oh, there we go. Right back. Alright, and I'm back. So, yeah, sorry, a little bit of mute time there, but was supposed to be here half an hour ago. Alright, you look kinda sorta white glinty. Kinda look like a proto-white glint type situation. There we go. So you should be able to hear me now. Hopefully everything's all good there. If my audio's jacked up, please let me know. Can you hear me? Wait, the mic's on, right? Yes. So, can you hear me now? You're gonna be a fast boy, aren't you? Look at that for sure. An area? Good. Alright. So yeah, definite fast boy here. He doesn't seem as good at avoiding the terrain for sure. Burned. Yeah, I saw a few other rocket attempts lately, and that's been pretty fun to watch. See, am I wrong on that? Are they not fun to do? Because like it's so freaking satisfying. It's just like seriously, like if you ever get a chance, go play War Thunder. It's like rocket runs on this. It's basically the entire gameplay of that one. It's like the same thing if you're just like judging all kinds of distance and drop off and everything else, and thankfully almost nobody can actually hit each other online, and then you go for the realism mode. And they have this whole thing where just everybody's firing at random. It's like, no, you gotta be right up somebody's butt to actually hit them. Pretty great. And hair moo. Well, fine. You just go ahead and rabbit your cow then. Now it kind of makes me wonder if anybody tried to ever crossbreed a cow and a rabbit. And oh my god, that's a kangaroo. Oh, good to know. Never visit Australia. Alright, you are DPS to the friggin' max, and he's got the linear core. Good to know. And you're bulky. We're gonna be punching this guy for a hot minute. Actually, you know what? Hang on. Sorry, adjusting my... Sorry to punch the mic. I know. Huh. Oh, yeah, I don't know. War Thunder used to be really smooth. Did something change? Like, admittedly, I haven't played that in a good long while. But still. Like, I remember I picked that up, I want to say like a couple of years after my first Rocket Run. I was like, oh my god, that's basically Rocket Run, the game. And then just enjoyed the hell out of it, and then kind of got bored. And that was that. Okay. For all of his DPS scariness, so far he's actually doing a pretty poor job of actually catching me. No, but he's still getting a lot of damage in. Yeah, he's hitting constantly, that's the problem. Need to get you on fire. Oh, there we go. That was a good trap. Right about there. Bad buddy. Angamu, oh no. Yeah, I've heard War Thunder was going and adding a bunch of stuff. Like, I kind of left around the tank expansion. So I heard they added boats, I heard they added a bunch of other stuff, so it's very possible that it's gotten just too heavy for most machines or something. That'd be a shame if that was the case. The game's really darn good. It's actually funny that of all of the kind of realistic light sims and whatever else that I've ever tried, it's probably my favorite. Just because they did it right, you know? It's not about reenacting whatever historical thing X, Y, or Z. Let's be honest, historically, planes were not exactly fielded in preposterously huge numbers most of the time. But doing like an arcade mode and doing all kinds of semi-realistic stuff with a few dozen players, that was really good. Oh, you. Also, wow. I always underestimate how good the SMG response is on this thing. You are definitely fast, though. By the way, those shots right there, I was kind of expecting them to see the wall and decide to go the other way. Didn't quite happen. Let's drop a bunch of those. It should keep his fire distracted for a little while until I can get a bead on him. There we go. Thought you might come around that wall. Goodbye. Nope. Didn't get stuck. I just missed him by a hair. Go. And there we go. Done deal. DCC was always garbage. Was able... Let's see. My laptop from like 3 years ago, something like that, was able to run it pretty smoothly at the lowest settings. It seemed like they actually had optimized that thing about as well as anybody could actually optimize something. You played CNC? Stuff's fun. Actually saw the phone version that so many people were ripping apart recently. A cousin of mine actually plays a lot of phone games. And, I mean, it's good for what it is, I guess. It's definitely not CNC. Alright, you are going to be missiles to the max, but I'm not actually going to bother with decoys except for that first volley. We're going to dump all these in the air. Then we're going to deal with this guy punch-wise. Those. You gotta lock on, so you're going to be relatively stable on range, meaning I can beat the hell out of you with these things. Playing mind games with a computer, dang it! There you go. You're done. Get out of here. Yeah, so far with all these different labs and everything else, his AIs have been pretty friggin' dodgy. Pretty crazy dodgy, in fact. That's why I decided to go for that Ace Combat music in the background. Since a lot of this build is actually built with the mentality of an old jet in mind. This guy's got everything. I guess I'll just keep a hold of everything. Defense is moderate. Could probably get rid of the smalls. Won't. Take your first shot. Oh, yeah, I don't like that laser rifle one bit. He's on fire. There are a couple of these out there. About to volley. Didn't get the 360 on him like I'd hoped, but there we go. Just got a triple hit on him. You're not as dodgy as previous ones, but definitely very good at long-range accuracy. Very good at keeping the pressure on. Okay, he's got the AP lead. Those missiles did it. As soon as MG stops, we pop out these. Okay. Dump them, get more speed. Set him on fire, hopefully. He's too far away from the decoys for them to count. Alright. Launch. Smalls. Go for stagger, maybe? Right about there. They went for the panic barrage there. It's kind of the best term for it, really. It's just launching everything in one particular spot. The nice thing about the smalls is you can stagger them in with a napalm to almost guarantee a napalm if any one of them hits. Just kind of follow their pattern and go from there. And done deal. Goodbye. I mean, so far deathless. I hope to be able to do all of them deathless. Well, okay. For javelins, anyway. I know the one for Mr. Luden's got me. Which is the thing. Oh, crows, aren't you adorable? Okay, I'm gonna mess up your lock-on. I don't have one. Well, crap. I've invested very heavily into this gimmick that will do me nothing. Take your shot. I know, you're going for double Azukas. You're gonna go for a beatdown. Where's this cannon from? Oh yeah, he had a cannon on the back, right? I really don't like that cannon. It's used so often. I wish there was more variants on the cannons, but it makes sense. It's kind of the best one. Actually, you know what would be really scary? Like a friggin' OPI version of Fragile. Except maybe replace the legs with some... I'd probably say some LRJs. Maybe... Yeah, probably mix it up with some LRJs, probably give him a really evasive thing, and just make him spam pulses from a distance. Just make him ridiculously dodgy. Ah, that thing would suck to fight. And there we go. And there we go. Done deal. Looks interesting. Agilos? What's that about? Sounds like somebody really liked their jellos. Cosby isn't going and making games from jail, is he? We're gonna be DPS and heat. No problem. Not even terribly worried about that. And yeah, so I'm kind of keeping all of these as a little bit of a warm-up here for doing a bit of a Blenderizer, which I haven't done in a while. That one has a tendency to repeatedly use rockets and all kinds of other things on overweight builds and other such garbage. It's a very weird randomizer. Yeah, these definitely aren't as dodgy as last time, but I'm assuming this was more a lab about DPS builds. Because he seems to have... Mr. Javelins, are you here? Because if you're here, I would like to know whether this is like an entirely DPS-focused arena thing. My controls have died. There we go. I mean, so far so good. Oh, you're gonna be fun. This is my favorite kind of SL build. Like the friggin' just cover everything in damage kind of build. The bullet storm hover nonsense. There we go. Throw a whole bunch of those out. Probably keep one set of them available. You're gonna come around the corner. I'm gonna go here. Try to launch some more. Those are gonna get interrupted. You should have a few bursts left. Hang out near that one. Yeah, definitely built around DPS here. Punch, punch, punch. Sucks that the hand rockets got nerfed in LR and, well, frankly, anything in late 3rd gen. Although, I was actually testing out a thing last night for doing a rocket run of LR. Not impossible. It's definitely possible, it's just annoying. Done deal. That's one more done, and then I believe we have just 5 to go, right? 4, and then let's get Lab 5 in here. Come on, Mr. Lab. Some kind of dog or something. What? Huh. Okay, why doesn't he have a lefty? Interesting. Seems like any time in the past where he didn't know what to do with the left hand, he just gave him something else, but this guy is just flat out no lefty. Interesting. Can throw some decoys out, but it looks like he's using orbits. Also interesting. Right, same thing. By the way, if you've ever wondered why the AIs have a tendency to spam these, it's actually surprisingly effective. The idea isn't necessarily that you block specific things, but you just sort of hang out around where you spammed a bunch of them, which gives you time to use something else, and, you know, in this case, my hand rockets. Properly evasive. Definitely way more evasive than the last one. That... Can't dodge the rest of these. Or rather, I should say I can't dodge everything, but still. Not gonna be able to dodge those orbits, but mostly they're just plink. I'd be more worried about them actually damaging my shoulders than I am about AP. Yeah, I wonder why he doesn't have a lefty. Must be some reason for that. Hate those high accuracies. Like, oh, plink, 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 plink. But it's a missile plink anyway. What is a missile plink? Working on these. Need them to be burning. You got DPS for days, don't you? Okay, so do I. I should be aiming a little bit higher, but there we go. Still waiting to find out what that Agilos thing is there, Mr. Cow. What is Agilos? Also is intentionally all in caps. Okay, you are gonna be just sniping. Okay, let's do this thing. Yeah, we'll be getting to the randomizer in just a little bit here. If you've never tried a Blenderizer or randomizer or whatever else, or I doubt anybody here would have really seen many of the Blenderizers. The idea is just you kind of randomize everything. So to basically beat AC3 in a random order with random parts, like the only real agency I have is over optional parts, and over whether to do an arena or whether to do a mission. And yeah, like I said, the idea is to actually get through everything. Doesn't have to be maximum rank, doesn't have to do any of that. Because I'll be honest, half the time is going to be spent friggin' like overweight trying to beat Offenham with mines. So, there's that kind of nonsense. Alright, this guy's fast, but he doesn't have the same jukes that Lab 2 did. Lab 2 has probably been the scariest so far. Or rather, Lab 1 and 2 both had really intense jukes. So, if for some reason you don't know what jukes are, it's just like where you go side to side real fast and just dodge something. Normally, not terribly effective if something actually has a lock-on, but since it's AC, it actually does a pretty solid job. Especially since they can pull off the kind of stutter juke perfectly. So if you've ever seen like the whole Pokemon thing of Double Team, it's basically that, but it's a mech. They're just like, I'm over here, but I'm also over here, and I'm also over here, and I'm also over here, and they just keep doing that. Kind of hard to hit that. It's a horny cow. Alright, let's do this thing. I wonder if he picked the camo specifically for being a little bit harder to hit in this environment. White and black is oftentimes kind of an urban thing, I thought. Well, specifically urban during the winter. Oh, I actually missed where he had orbits. Dang. Okay, this should actually be interesting. He's got orbits for long range, he's got a lot of good flanking potential, and he's got those 8-shot arms, which are horrifying, as you can see. What's funny is I can potentially match his DPS, but I have to be going near full speed to be able to dodge the full volley. You have another one? I think... Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo this one, then. I should have been more aggressive. Unless I can somehow beat the ever-loving Christ out of him here. Oh, hell no. Come back here. What's funny is actually one more hit would have done him in. Well, okay, almost deathless, dang it. Did 2 of them deathless. Get rid of those. Not gonna need them. Take your first shot. This is a good one. This is a very good rushdown build. Take your shot. I can't attack until you take your first shot, so do it. He's trying to get a red lock with all 8 of his arms. There we go. Wonder if he has a max lock of 1. That would be interesting. I've actually experimented with that kind of build in the past. But that does count as his first attack, so I'm going to deal with you. Oh, we certainly weren't over there. Even prediction shotting, I think. Interesting. Wait, so did he intentionally only use 1 earlier? Does he just sort of insta-fire? Does he mix it up? I wonder. Mr. Javelins, are you here? I would like to know. What is his brain deal? This is a really cool one, I like it. He's maybe got 1 more burst in him, but I can't tell for sure. Could have taken that opportunity to get my energy back, it's fine. And still beat him. A little bit jukey, but he's trying to get him close range here. Gotcha. So yeah, I want to know what the mentality was with that one. He's definitely very good about going for close range. He seems to be going for a solid lock. Seems to be very good at trapping when it comes to using those arms. So the kind of stuff that's kind of a wet dream when it comes to Formula Front, but hey. Opportunist? Gotcha. Man, there's a lot of orbits in this one. Where are you feeling about fresh mints? Okay, we've got that. I think that's an AC2 plasma cannon. Probably throw out some of these, and then we're gonna throw them away. Because I need the speed more than anything else. Alright, fire them. Interesting. Could the orbit arms be made threatening? Things kind of making me think of a butterfly, actually. Very good dodges on him. Doing a good job keeping himself away, keeping himself out of harm's way at all. Seems to be attacking mostly from the back. He almost doesn't seem to want to even attack from the front. I say as he does exactly that. Didn't dodge on time. And lose the DPS race. Alright. No. Switching over to Smalls. The beatdown. Come on, go for the rush. Where I thought he was going to be. There we are. Okay, that was a very fun one. Kind of a shame that we won't get to see TBM do this for a little bit. He ended up taking a little bit of a break from AIs. Okay, we've got another 100 DPS, again with that laser cannon. We're gonna go for... We gotta go for the speed punch on you. Yep. Exactly as expected. Ah! Okay, that's an interesting one. So he's basically waiting to fire that thing until you start evading, I think. That's fun. Time to pull out that accuracy. It's going to take a lot to pull that back. Every time he gets one, he can immediately follow it up with a bunch of others. That's the thing about that howitzer, that it's a little bit scarier than the AI normally lets you see. Normally they'll just fire one, they're like, okay, I'm done, you know, this is fine. And then when somebody specifically tells it to do otherwise, like, okay, no, you are getting beat right the hell down here. Nope. I was about to aim that last one. Very nice, very nice. He's got very nice timing. Dang. Come on out. And I'm not getting trapped in the corner this time, bud. Oh, his first shot. Oop. MG's fine. Don't even care about the MG. Yeah, that, again, I know I've mentioned this a whole bunch, but it's not necessarily the damage that's scary, it's the fact that he stuns. So any stun from that thing is potentially deadly right off the bat, because that basically leads into an overheat, leads into a crap ton of extra damage, that sort of thing. So, do as you do. Oh, why am I getting a slowdown? That never happens. Bye. He's gone and wiped out most of the map here. Alright. Nope, I'm getting corner-douched. Dang it. Don't you just hate that feeling where you can just feel like, oh crap, I just got stuck on a corner. It's like, I'm going away from that corner. Why am I not around that corner? It's like the same feeling like when you get your shirt snagged on a car... Not a car door, but just on any door, really. Crap. Just went and caused a whole bunch of damage to myself because I got stuck on this freaking door. Anyway. So that was fun. That's all of the AIs, but now it's time for the Blenderizer. Go ahead and stop this. Let's go ahead and move over to AC3. If it wants to load, that is. There we go. Now, where is that save slot? I wonder if it's this one. Yeah, Blenderizer. There we go. Thank you, Mr. Javelins. Alright. This is not actually the AC I thought it was. In fact, I believe I might have potentially overwritten something that should not have been overwritten. Oh. Sorry for any blown out eardrums. There we go. Put this down. Yes, accept settings, turn the volume down. I apologize, it redoes that every single time. So, turn you down. Should hopefully be good now. Okay, let's turn this down just a tad. Turn both of these down to their respective tads. By the way, actually, while I'm doing this, I should probably cover some of those speed-ups I was talking about, Mr. Cow. So earlier on, I was thinking about doing a speedrun of this thing, and I suck at speedruns, quite frankly. It's just not something that I end up doing a fair bit. So I went through it, I gave it a shot, and there were actually a whole bunch of bits that could potentially have been sped up. I was basically copying the route of the guy who got the #1 run. By the way, I'm just pulling up my wheels here, so it's just going to be a moment. Let's see if it'll actually allow me to show them. Is it? No. Okay, I just selected the thing. It's not letting me pick my wheels. Bummer. Okay. Let's see. Arena, missions, inside, outside, arms, and outer frame. So if you're unfamiliar with how this goes, I'll show the screen for just a sec if I can here. Oh, well, isn't that just dandy? Fit to screen. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Point being, there's just a bunch of wheels here. All of them are spun in order to decide what we're doing. So for the first stage here, we're essentially going to have this right here. So we're going to have the outer frame. Now we're going to have the arms and the insides and outsides. Those are going to be spun 3 times to determine the AC that we start with. And then from there, the choice is either to go to missions or arena. I have full agency over what to do with the optionals, because randomizing those is, it's not really going to do anything. And yeah, every time that one of these is brought up, it is immediately removed as well. So there we go. Without any further ado, let's do this. So first off, randomize the outer frame. So we got the DI ILC legs, and that. Why is this in permafast forward exactly? That's freaky. Hang on. Let me see if it slows. It's just in permanent fast forward now. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's one of those buttons that who even freaking knows. Alright, so DIILC, what are you? Alright, so we got quads. Next outer frame part is the brick house core. That's going to be this dealie right here. And the last thing is the VREX triangle FCS. Alright, so that's this one right here. Moving on. Actually, let's do insides and outsides next. So this is generator, radiator, insides, and extensions. So the inside DM32s. Alright, those are completely worthless in every single possible capacity. Extension, basic missile extenders. And anytime now, the ghetto laser shield on the sides. That is this one. Alright, now we get to see the weapons. Alright, so the back light grenade launcher. I have a choice over which thing to replace here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and replace this. I see a lot of focus on grenade launchers for AC3. I kind of know the game and all of its ins and outs kind of better than the back of my hand at this point, so there's that. We've got the Mega Phallus on the right arm. That is the grenade launcher. I should probably have kept the wheels up for this, actually. There we go. It's all horrible looking. Yeah, it's actually not supposed to be doing that. Okay. Weird. Oh, it's because I have it partially covered. Okay. Okay. Good to know. Well. Go ahead and put the Mega Phallus on here, and then what is the last thing? Okay, barbecue fun times. That would be a flamethrower on the left arm. Needless to say, this thing is a little bit jank. So that's 3 weapons, 3 inside, outsides, and all of that. Okay, good. So, actually wait, I probably should have left that on. This is definitely going to the arena. We're not even trying a mission on this. Every time one of these is rolled, by the way, it is removed. D10. Now, since last time, I'm basically going to allow 3 failures. Mostly because of one mission in particular, which is the one to eliminate, the eliminate specimens one. It's a pain. It's a pretty annoying pain. And it's mostly just because there's a good chance of just literally having no possible option to do that one. Alright, D10. Not overweight, it's not that bad. Yeah, no, this thing is horrible. Also, this guy in particular has actually killed a few runs before. But that was with that old One Life version, so Let's try for 3. I'm gonna go Wasteland, because I need some time to throw away my extra garbage here. I also forgot to equip my optionals. Okay. Get rid of that. Get rid of this stupid thing. Okay. So I've got the tiniest little baby FCS here. I can maybe snapshot him from a distance. Okay, this is potentially doable. I can kind of sort of blind fire it a little bit. Oh, never mind, he just launched himself out of bounds. Good enough. That'll do. That'll do, weirdo, that'll do. Alright. Roll these 3 wheels. What are we dealing with? Okay, we got the inside EM-15s, the laser hunting rifle on the right, and the FKST legs. I think my controls are getting jank again, because of course they would be. Alright, EM-15s. Still, kinda not great. The FKSTs, I believe, are the heavy midweight legs. Oh, and we have frozen. Why exactly have we frozen? Why is this a thing that we're doing? Well, that's a downer. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. It seems to be in the ROM itself, because it's not... I'm moving the controls and everything, it's not doing anything. Well, actually, no, wait, it's... my laptop's going through a freeze right now. Is it going to recover? That is the question. For that matter, is it even doing anything right now is the question. Unfortunately, this laptop is on its last legs. The laptop my wife got me is still out for repairs, so I don't know. Alright, it is recovering from its freeze right now, but unfortunately the emulator does appear to be stuck. Dandy! Alright, so I guess we might be just ending this one early. I mean, I guess I did promise to do the other one today. What's going on? Oh, even that's not pulling up? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, everything's broken and horrible, and why? Why is this happening? Yeah, I think it's probably about time to call it. I gotta hard restart this thing. Alright, thanks for showing up. Yeah, we'll do Blenderizer another day then, because that seems a tad broken. Yeah, I was having the same issue yesterday, kinda sorta, with, well, yeah, with XDiv, so either way, we'll see how it goes. So thank you for showing up. We'll continue this where we left off later. Have a good one.